Hello kind people of YouTube and welcome back to another video. Now as always today we're going to take a look at the markets and at some news articles and analysis articles that I have opened up here that you can already see, and all the links are of course in the description, as well as ways to support this channel if you would like and my social media links. But anyway, let's jump straight into it. First up, a look at the markets. After we reached a pretty good market cap yesterday, we see a tiny bit of a fall in the prices today, tiny bit of a correction all around, but most tokens only falling about 1 or 2%. We see here the biggest loser today seems to be XRP, down 5%. XRP of course has had spectacular days for a while now, so it is also expected that it would fall a tiny bit more, just because it's more volatile right now. Well, we see across the board here, except for NEM and Dogecoin, Doggycoin, whatever you want to call it, everything else is pretty much in the red. Definitely all the tokens we care about on this channel, or at least all the major ones, are slightly in the red, but not in any major way. We see Bitcoin dominance 51.6%. I believe yesterday it reached exactly 51%. Has been falling for a while, and we saw it at 57% just a short while ago. That will likely drop under 50 when we initiate a bull market and when altcoins continue outperforming Bitcoin. But in general, it is not looking too bad today. A bit of a correction down was to be anticipated after we reached a good market cap yesterday. So today we are at 220 billion. I believe yesterday we reached 224 billion. So only ever so slightly down. And if we look at the 7-day graphs here, most tokens are significantly up from where they were a couple days ago. So everything is still very much good. Now, don't just listen to me. We have some much smarter people than me who are a lot more well versed in analysis, also sharing their opinions. Let's start with this piece from CoinDesk. Sign emerges that falling Bitcoin price just might have a floor. We've been talking about the idea that Bitcoin might have reached its floor a couple times, that it might have bottomed out at about $6,000. There's a variety of reasons for that. One of them is that at the current hash rate and price, Bitcoin mining becomes unprofitable at roughly $6,000, so if the price falls any lower, there will simply be no mining anymore because miners won't make any money at that price. And then there's of course the mental block of Bitcoin having lost about 2/3 since its all-time high around December, January. So 6,000 is also a major mental block for a lot of people. But let's read this technical analysis right here. Bitcoin seems to have built a base around a key moving average in the last 4 months, although so far it has not been able to produce a definitive bullish breakout. Throughout 2018, the leading cryptocurrency has set lower price highs, indicating the path of least resistance is to the downside. Despite the bearish setup, the 21-month exponential moving average has served as a strong floor since June. More importantly, the failure to beat the EMI support for 4 straight months indicates that the sell-off from a record high of $20,000 reached in December has likely run its course. So it seems safe to say that the stage has been set for the cryptocurrency to jump above the recent lower price high of $7,429 hit a month ago and confirm a bearish to bullish trend change. Even so, the bulls have been reluctant to push prices north of $6,800 in the last 2 weeks. Still, since Bitcoin tends to perform well in the last 3 months of the calendar year, that may be about to change. At press time, Bitcoin is trading largely unchanged on the day at $6,585 on Bitfinex. As seen on the monthly chart, Bitcoin produced a minor rally to $8,500 in July after finding support at the 21-month EMA in June. Further, the sellers failed to penetrate the EMA support in August and September, establishing it as a key level to watch out for in the near term. Over on the daily chart, the 5-day and 10-day EMAs are flatlined, indicating that the Bitcoin market is currently lacking a clear directional bias. The outlook as per the daily chart would turn bullish if and when the cryptocurrency finds acceptance above the trendline connecting the July 25 high and September 5th high. As of writing, the trendline resistance is located at $6,802. The bear failure as seen in the monthly chart does indicate scope for a break above the trendline hurdle in the near term, and their view is Bitcoin seems to have bottomed out around the 21-month EMA currently located at $6,150. A UTC close above the falling trend line seen in the daily chart would open up upside towards 7,429. A high volume move above that level would add credence to Bitcoin's repeated defense of the 21-month EMA and confirm a bearish to bullish trend change. On the downside, a convincing move below the 21-month EMA will likely embolden the bears. So essentially the outlook here is that if we're looking at the 21-month moving average, so the really long-term view, it appears that Bitcoin is currently bottoming out and that it is up from here. Now we have resistances to break, but at least with the current view, it seems unlikely for prices to continue falling for long, and rather we might be looking at a trend reversal in the near future, especially with historical trends that show Bitcoin doing well in the final quarter of the year. Now, Bitcoin looking good here, but let's take a look at a token that has looked really good and that has multiple times briefly ripped the number 2 spot from Ethereum. Let us look at XRP. Now, also from CoinDesk, another technical analysis. Up 80%, XRP September wasn't just bullish, it was record setting. XRP sprang back to life in September despite a relatively bearish broader market. Over the course of the 30-day period, the price of the world's largest cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, dipped a modest 5%. Most cryptocurrencies succumbed to the same fate, but some were able to pick up a bit. However, none saw bigger gains than XRP, whose performance in September wasn't just bullish, it was record-setting. This is what I like to hear. And have you noticed, for months, reporting on major crypto websites about Bitcoin has been slightly biased. It wasn't outright bashing the token, but you could tell a lot of biased language, a lot of relatively subconscious stuff flowing into the articles. That seems to suddenly be gone. We are seeing so many positive articles now that it's performing well. Anyway, back to the article. Over the course of the 30-day period, the price... Oh, that's the one we just read. On September 21st alone, the price of XRP shot up more than 75% and ended the day with its most trading volume ever recorded on the popular cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex. Further, the explosive move allowed XRP to overtake Ether as the world's second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, a feat it last accomplished in December of 2017. It should be noted that the surge in price perhaps had some speculative backing. The price run-up in XRP was likely catalyzed by anticipation of Ripple's upcoming Swell conference, scheduled to set off on October 1st. So that is starting today, it is going until tomorrow, and I'm sure we will get a lot of news out of that. But I believe it's happening in America and it's still very early there, so as of this point, no news yet. I'll be sure to include some of that in tomorrow's video, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. The conference is designed to highlight Ripple's product line and revved up investor interest last year ahead of its inaugural launch. Still, XRP concluded September boasting a near 80% month-over-month price increase to cement it as the best monthly performer out of the world's 25 largest cryptocurrencies by market cap. Monthly performance up 79%, all-time high $3.70. Depends on where you look. At some exchanges you find, I believe, $3.84 or $3.72, but it's around there. Closing price on September 31st, 59 cents. Right now I believe it's 56 cents. And the rank at that point was number 2. Right now it is in number 3, but it and Ethereum are just in a very close battle, and they seem to be trading places at least once a day right now. I have multiple times predicted now that I think in October Ripple XRP will permanently rip the number 2 spot from Ethereum, and I think it's still looking like there's a very high chance of that happening, with Swell going on today and tomorrow, and then over the next month allegedly XRapid going live. We should see a lot of movement there. Anyways, back to the article. XRP was most productive from September 18th to 22nd, when its price surged more than 150% from 27 cents to a 3-month high of 69 cents, according to CoinMarketCap. Further, its high in market cap, $24 billion, helped catapult it above Ethereum as the world's second largest cryptocurrency. Several bullish developments took place on the daily chart over the course of September. On September 18th, price broke bullish out of a large falling wedge pattern, hinting a bullish reversal was soon to be likely. On the cryptocurrency exchange Poloniex, the price went on to surge 145% from its close of 31 cents on September 18th to a high of 77 cents on September 21st. The surge quickly pushed the relative strength index value into overbought territory, indicating the bulls were reaching temporary exhaustion. That said, the RSI has since cooled off and its price formed a bullish pennant very similar to that of its structure in mid-December of 2017. If you remember, mid-September of 2017 the price was still relatively low, and then by early January we suddenly hit almost $4. Back to the article. Lastly, the Guppy Multiple Moving Average Indicator has flipped green on the daily time frame for the first time in nearly 11 months. That indicator uses groups of moving averages to identify changes in a trend, and the indicator flipping green is bullish and considered a buy signal. The falling wedge breakout, acceptance above the 200-day EMA, pattern formation and green guppy all favor a rally in XRP back toward its recent high of 77 cents. The cryptocurrency might see a sell the news pullback after the Swell conference. However, the technical bias would remain bullish as long as XRP is trading above its daily higher lows of 43 cents. Now, this is looking very, very positive for XRP. You know what my stance is here. You know how positive I am on XRP. How I think the fourth quarter of 2018 we will see a lot happening there. I think we will see the price go up significantly. I think we will see a lot more money flow through it. If we're looking at the volume here, we even see it relatively high right now. For the past couple of months, until about 2 weeks ago, XRP's volume has always been unusually low among the major tokens. It has usually been at about a third or a fourth of Ethereum's volume. Now, more often than not, it is hanging around the same volume. Yesterday it was at 800 billion, which is a bit lower, but is still 800 million, which is a bit lower, but is still significantly over the 200 to 400 million we usually used to see for XRP volume. So that is going up significantly, and once XRapid goes live, that should skyrocket, assuming we actually see that volume fully on CoinMarketCap and similar pages. Anyway, XRP outlook looking absolutely beautiful. Let's continue on here. Some very good news about Tether's place in the market from Ethereum World News here, and let us read this as well. Tether is the king of stablecoins, dominating over 90% of stablecoins market. Now, I knew that Tether was absolutely the number one there. I did not know to which extent. Stablecoins have served as a bridge between cryptocurrencies and traditional markets. Perhaps for this reason, it is that their popularity in the world of trading has been steadily increasing since their emergence. Of all the current stablecoins, Tether is the most famous. Its use to freeze funds has made it popular among users, in addition to being a pair as famous for price determination as Bitcoin. A study published by the famous crypto company blockchain.com, formerly known as blockchain.info, concluded that Tether dominates the crypto market in spite of all the questions raised by accusations of its lack of underlying value. Let me just say, those aren't the only accusations directed towards Tether. There is also a lot of discussion around whether Tether might be manipulated, might be being used to manipulate the markets, and around them issuing a lot of new Tether seemingly whenever they feel like it. But anyway, let's get to this article. Here's the quote. Tether is the second most actively traded cryptocurrency, equal to approximately 60% of Bitcoin daily trading volume. Earlier this year, Tether entered the top 10 crypto asset rankings by market value, and it currently comprises 93% of the total market value of all stablecoins. Even with the success of new entrants like TrueUSD in gaining listings on major exchanges, Tether... that wasn't supposed to happen. Tether continues to dominate and commands approximately 98 to 99% of all stablecoin trading volume. So this isn't just leading the markets. This is a all-out monopoly over the market. It is important to point out that the value of stablecoins, unlike other cryptos, does not lie so much in the confidence of the users. Their raison d'être is the fact, raison d'être, not reason d'être, is the fact that they represent a token backed by a physical good or verifiable value. Despite the apparent dominance of Tether, the study comments that the level of transparency of this cryptocurrency is low, but its main strength lies in the strong level of adoption by the most important exchanges worldwide. Its domain was consolidated in 2017 when Poloniex adopted it as a trading pair. And here's another quote. Tether dominates the current stablecoin landscape. It is the most widely adopted stablecoin and is used by many industry-leading exchanges such as Shapeshift, Bittrex, Bitfinex, Binance and Poloniex. It has proven particularly attractive to significant exchanges that do not offer US dollar customer accounts. For example, in 2017, Tether experienced a rapid increase in volume on Poloniex, arguably playing a pivotal role in it becoming the market-leading exchange by volume in mid-2017. Tether is currently ranked 8th in the global market cap. Its total capitalization is around $2.8 billion. The nearest fiat-backed stablecoin is true US dollar, occupying the 65th place with a cap of almost $100 million. So we see here almost 30 times the size of their nearest competitor. That is an absolute monopoly now. I'm not quite sure how to feel about Tether. Stablecoins in particular, I'm not against. I think they fulfill a purpose that is very useful in the crypto world, especially in times of high volatility. They offer a way out where you don't have to worry about your money just disappearing down the drain. So I think they serve a purpose. I'm not sure about how they might be messing with the markets, and especially how Tether in particular might be being used to manipulate the markets explicitly. But it's still important to note here just how much of a monopoly Tether has. Now, I believe that monopoly will become smaller in the future because a lot of new tokens are moving into the market, and a lot of them are being used by major exchanges or are set to be used by them. So I think we will see it become less dominant, but I don't see it becoming the number 2 anytime soon. It really has a huge market share there. So that is quite impressive. And now last but not least, I'm always happy when we see major government players, especially in the EU, because it's just so many countries coming together, or in the UN, which is this case, which of course UN, pretty much every country in the world is in the UN. Not all in the General Council, but pretty much everyone is a member of some kind. So when we see Malta's Prime Minister telling the UN that crypto is the inevitable future of money, that should be huge. Now, Malta, of course, famous in the crypto world for pretty much being a safe haven for crypto. They started early on regulating crypto. They gave very kind terms for people, so a lot of money flowed towards Malta, a lot of crypto money. So they are uniquely positioned right now, but it's good to see their Prime Minister talk to the entire UN in this way, and let us see what he actually said, and let's read the article. The Prime Minister of Malta, Joseph Muscat, has said that cryptocurrencies are the inevitable future of money. I probably mispronounced his name, didn't I? Anyway. And that blockchain can galvanize a more transparent and equitable society. The Prime Minister made his remarks in a speech addressed to the general debate of the 73rd session of the General Assembly of the UN, September 27. Now, if you don't know, the General Assembly is where representatives of pretty much every single UN country come together. The UN has a lot of other meetings where it's just smaller groups, but the General Assembly is just the large meeting where representatives of every country are in a massive room, and people are holding speeches and they're discussing stuff, and new resolutions get done. Like, that is where everyone, like, when you speak there, everyone listens. Back to the article. Muscat, or probably not how his name is pronounced, but I'm just gonna say it like that, I'm so sorry, made a spirited case for the transformative political impact of bleeding-edge technologies, saying that those who pair the new digital economy with a new state, a digital state, will be best poised to create a future-proof society. And his quote, "Blockchain makes cryptocurrencies the inevitable future of money, more transparent since it helps filter good businesses from bad businesses. But these distributed ledger technologies can do much more." Oh, it is so nice to see a prime minister of any country see the potential. Anyway, back to the article, I keep editorializing. The Prime Minister argued that distributed ledger technologies, of which blockchain is one type, will transform the gamut of political, civic, and corporate systems. Their potential to solve decades-old problems was the impetus for Malta to launch itself as a blockchain island, he said, claiming the island was the first jurisdiction worldwide to regulate the technology. Malta's Prime Minister proposed that DLT can ensure that no one is deprived of their legitimate property because of compromised data, that corporations become more accountable to their shareholders, and that states move from hoarding information on their citizens to regulating an environment where citizens trust the handling of their own data. This is of course a huge issue right now. Who has our data? What are they doing with it? What do governments have? What do corporations have? And how do we limit that? Blockchain could be a move for more transparency and less misuse and over collection of our data. In healthcare, DLT would mean that patients have real ownership of their medical records, he said, and make administration more robust and efficient, with wide-reaching consequences. A blockchain system could, for example, verify that humanitarian assistance is reaching its intended destination. The Prime Minister nonetheless recognized the resistance that such new technologies may encounter, noting that there are challenges in this fast and obvious transition to a digital economy and society. These challenges have to do with the very nature of concepts that we believed would stay with us forever, but solutions do not come by closing doors. He suggested that while antagonistic stances may have their appeal as a short-term strategy to politicians, to resist technological change would be as myopic as those advocating for horse carts not to be replaced by automobiles. As previously reported, Malta's strong reputation for having a robust and transparent crypto regulatory climate has led several crypto industry leaders to relocate their operations to the island. Crypto exchange Binance first announced it was relocating its headquarters there in March. OKX and BitBay are two others that have followed suit. In June, the Maltese parliament approved 3 DLT and crypto-related bills, consolidating the island's bid to remain at the forefront of blockchain innovation. So first of all, just bravo to Malta and to their Prime Minister for everything they have done for crypto, but this speech in particular, I think could serve as a minor turning point because to my knowledge, this is the first time someone as high up in government, in any government, has argued so passionately in front of the UN, in front of the General Assembly, for blockchain technology, for cryptocurrencies, for a future where these technologies become commonplace. And I think that is beautiful. That is a step in the right direction. Now, there's a lot of resistance in our way. There absolutely is. A lot of governments and institutions and just random normal people as well are slow moving. Change is always hard. But with people like Malta's Prime Minister on our side, I think we're gonna have a glorious future there. And that is what I'm gonna end this video on. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you want more videos like these, I try to get them out daily. Make sure to subscribe. If you like my content and would like to support the channel with like a small donation, I have some crypto donation links as well as a link to a coffee page where you can make small PayPal donations if you'd like. Anything is appreciated, but even if you don't want to give me anything, just you watching makes me happy. Also, the links to these articles and my social media links are in the description, as well as an email address you can use to send me questions that I might include in the question and answer video. Anyway, I've been talking for too long. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon.